we now have an opportunity to bring a few people up on stage, right?
Yep.
Up here.
We have a very special next segment for you. So this, as you've heard by now, is our third year, and part of the reason we can do that is because of all of you and because of our community. And so this next session is, we've asked a few people from the community to come up and just chat with us a little bit about who they are and what keeps them coming back.
And we're going to kick off with that. And those who have been, so those who have come, how many of you, I want you to put your hands up, those who have come 3 years.
Woo!
Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at it. That's incredible. You guys are crazy. I mean, thank you. I mean,
Thank you.
Really, you're crazy, but thank you. It's including the team who have been here 2 years.
Woo!
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so, you've talked to a few folks to come up.
Yes. So, our three panelists tonight. Leanna, Christian, and where are you? Brian, you're hiding.
So we're going to kick off
Come
with
on
these
up.
three. Oh, come on, you don't melt. You're not going to melt, really.
I mean, you might.
You could.
Probably not.
So we'd like to start off the conversation with the three of you, and then others who have been alumni to perhaps take their place up here as sort of a fishbowl method. And tomorrow night we're going to be having a session where anyone can come and share some of the things that they're up to, and that's going to be tomorrow night's after dinner program. So Janelle, you should kick off.
So, I think first is a little bit maybe about each one of you, like who you are and I think and what makes you keep coming back. So, Brian, since you're next to me, you have to go first.
Many of you already know because I like to talk too much. My wife tells
No one says that to your face, really.
me.
Really. No one
Except my
says
wife.
that.
Is that I'm a former university professor.
Mike, you can put the mic on your chin. There you
I'm
go.
a former university professor who had to leave Lombardy due to the air pollution which destroyed my immune system. So I moved an hour north to Lugano, and I formed a company called Adventera Games to do board games to teach you how to reduce your environmental footprint. I have another job, even call it a day job, which is to run a family office in Zug. And so I discovered this organization because I made friends with Chris. And Chris, you can maybe tell me who introduced us because I don't remember who, but I remember meeting in your office and we had a bond, we had a friendship because we both went to Cornell University at about the same time. So we had a great time, and I've been coming here because I found the organizational culture, which is a concept that I used to teach, it resonated with me. So I kept coming back because that's it, in substance.
And the little known fact is Brian likes to dance until the dawn.
We learned this last year.
We learned this last year. Sorry, Brian, I didn't mean to let the cat out of the bag, but you know, it was really awesome to see it. So over on this side, Leanna, you've been coming back for a number of years too, and I'm going to give you my mic.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm a designer. I co-founded a service design studio as a spin-off of the Impact Hub Zurich. And the reason why I come back is basically because of you guys, because of the people who organize it. I think it's very rare to find people organizing something with like credible passion. And I think that is, the main reason why I come back is really, I think it really comes from the heart. And that, transforms over to the community. It's also what kind of people you bring together. Most of the people have a connection to you guys, and I think it's people that I would never met otherwise, or it would be mega hard for me to meet them. It would take me much longer than those 3 days. And then maybe the last point is a bit what you said, is also the way you bring us together. I remember after the first time, I was really like, this is a small detail, but on the name tags, it's basically only our names. It's not whether you're a CEO or an investor or a student or whatever, it's basically just a name. And I find that it's a small thing, but it's very rare to find in conferences, gatherings or whatever. So it's really, I have the feeling it's mega on eye level, and it's really about the real connection. So yeah, that's why I feel very privileged overall to be here again.
Thank you, Anna. It's really great to have you here. And you and your business partners have been such a great supporter of us, so we really appreciate that so
Thank
much.
you.
Really great. Yeah, really. And Christian, Christian and I are essentially, I have to say, the reason why we're even here tonight. Because we met in San Francisco when you were the head of SwissNex, which is a Swiss governmental outpost for innovation and exchange in different parts of the world, so this hub, and you were the president there. And we got to know each other there and doing a few things together. And then Joya came on as the Nachfolger, as the successor to take over that role in San Francisco. And Joya and I met there. And she went off to Brazil and to start the SwissNex there and came back. And then a year ago, when we just had the conditions to look for a new place, you and I, Joya, had a conversation, and you were just like, hello.
I'm here.
And so you are the reason we are here tonight.
Yes.
So thank you. Really. Without you, we wouldn't be there. And I mean it really sincerely. This is really incredible because you really believe in the future, of making a positive future. So tell us a little bit about what you do and what your mission is.
Thank you very much. And good evening. There is a...
No refuse. It was so intense. Alex.
Poor Alex, never gets a break.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna try to speak loud enough. If you don't hear me, just raise your hand.
Can you guys hear Christian?
Okay. So it's true that we met in San Francisco, but there were actually a number of other people.
It's broken.
A number of other people as well who come from that time. Diego Hengartner was actually a guest with us in San Francisco, and a few people who were in the two other sessions who were also with us in San Francisco. So there's this chemistry that is so amazing and so similar here to what I love so much there. So maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm coming back. So you also wanted to know what I'm doing. So my son thinks, and he's 25, so he's not like 10 years old. He says, "Dad, say you're a special agent. That makes it so much more interesting." But actually, I work for the University of Zurich, and I try to participate at the very early stage events, ideas, initiatives, to see if the university as an institution is part of its societal responsibility, if you want, if it can, if it should participate. I don't take the decision if it does participate, but I try to bring it so far that the decision can be taken. And that's something that we have learned a lot at SwissNex, Joya, you probably agree, is to not see the boundaries that there are. And one of the reasons is, by the way, for those of you who have lived abroad, it's because if you come from abroad and you suggest something, people listen to you because they think that if it's bullshit, well, you just don't know, you've been living too long abroad. So this privilege is what I try to bring back to
So, while they're working on wiring behind the scenes here, I feel like this is like Wizard of Oz.
Pay no attention to what's happening behind the screen. So for us,
Yes. We're going.
Look at that.
Thanks, guys.
Let's seriously.
Can you say it again, please?
Let us give a real rousing applause to our miracle workers. This is incredible. So, I would like to ask the three of you to give us an answer to your vision for 2040. We heard, what do you think, why, and what did 2040 look like for you? Why, what, where, how? It could be one word, it could be a sentence, it could be haiku. You can
sing a song.
You can sing a song. You can ask ChatGPT.
You can do a dance.
There you go. We're going to ask you the easy question. 2040. Give us a quick response. And then, or any other alumni who would like to come up and share some thoughts and tell us what you're up to, your chance.
Think back to what you put in your applications.
All right, Brian.
Well, first of all, we were supposed to have till 10:30 tomorrow morning to do the 60-second bit.
Well, now
So
you
you
can give it a trial
so,
right now.
Essentially, one of the problems that worry me, that I think my vision is to find a solution, is to cultural and political polarization, which prevents us from all finding a consensus to make the world a much more livable place in 2040. And that means if you're in a hole, stop digging. And right now we're not even in the stop digging phase yet. And my 2040 means that we got to stop digging soon, and we've got to start building a consensus that is not stuck in identity politics. And that may be a particularly American view, but I think the American disease has contaminated the rest of the world, and I have hope that we'll hit bottom soon and we'll come out of it, and we've got so many opportunities, and this group gives me hope. I tried 20 years ago to build games to give the next generations hope. And so my vision of 2020 is those guys that started playing my games 10, 15 years ago will reach adulthood, and they will force us. They'll hold our feet to the fire to make it right. What my generation, what our generation has done to screw up the world.
Amen. Here you go.
Thank
Okay.
you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. And
We go to Christian.
No, I think for me it's really like in 2040 I would hope that our role models change and that we have a lot of role models like you are all, but that are like those are our new role models. It's maybe not management or whatever that's what I want to be, but maybe people like George, who is for me my role model because he's already super regenerative, but I guess he's not a widespread role model. So this I would find super nice.
Thank you.
The year 2040 is of course about the cause that we all know, and as you said, for those who have children, I have two of them, they changed actually after finishing university. They changed even what they were planning to do just to go into regeneration and future and all that. So that's of course emotional, but it's also you guys, because in a way the movement year 2040 is more than about the goal. It's also about a way that we work with each other, we interact with each other. I have to say, I've seen hundreds and hundreds, because I was part of our business events, but that level of trust, the level of respect that we show to each other. In the first year, actually, there were actually a lot of people crying. You remember that?
Yes.
And
I was one of them.
yeah. And that gives actually hope. And we should not forget that this is also needed, not only the regeneration itself.
thank you. Thank you. all of you. And I would like, should we see if someone else wants to come up?
So what we're gonna do now, so thank you all three, and thanks for being willing to come up and share some of your
You were
stories with us. We really appreciate it. And thanks for
Thank-
being here for 3 years. We hope to see you again the next 17, 16.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll check your application next year and see if you're back in. No, that's okay. We'll ask ChatGPT to see if it's okay. Let's see. Okay, so
Thank
let's give
you
us
all.
thank you very much, all three of you. Yeah, really great.
So now, we wanted to open it up to any other alumni first to see if
Who
anyone
would like to come up next? Don't be shy. We'll start calling on you. 3 more.
can.
Cynthia. Wonderful. Who else?
Anyone else?
Uh-huh.
Going once. Natasha,
No,
you got voluntold.
Natasha, thank you for coming up.
Thanks for volunteering.
Thanks for volunteering. Come on up. Yep, here we go. We appreciate your service. Thank you. Who else? Come on up. Carolyn, come on up.
Carolyn. Thank you for.
All right.
We'll do another round of this. So the rest of you that are being shy right now, think about it and be prepared.
She keeps talking at 7 a.m. I have no idea what she's talking about. All right. So thank you for volunteering, all 3 of you. For
We
coming up.
appreciate it.
So we're going to start it. So why do you keep coming back? I am going to start with you.
And who are you?
Oh yeah, what are you doing? Who are you? What are you doing? Why are you coming back?
My name is Natasha. I'm coming back to convince Chris to finally be part of Mindful Body at 7 a.m. in the morning. Besides that, big, I mean, I know, it's a big kind of, endeavor to do that. I'm a climate and gender activist from Austria. Yeah, that's me, basically. And I love coming back because of what I just said, but also because of, honestly, people tend to tell me that I am inspiring, but what they don't get is that they inspire me the most. So I'm very thankful to be here all the time. I love coming back, and I'm very thankful to be here again. And I told you, I'm going to come back until 2040.
This is pinky promise. Pinky promise. All right, I'm with you. I know that. I know what it means. Pinky promise.
Everybody heard it. Everybody
Pinky
heard it.
promise.
I think there's pictures of it now.
No, I didn't promise to 7 a.m. No,
It's been captured.
I promised to come to 2040. So, what's interesting is we earlier, Natasha spoke last year about one of her endeavors, which was heading out to the middle of the ocean and looking at the situation. Crossing the Atlantic, looking at our situation. I know what you're
Microplastics
talking
in
about.
the
I think I
ocean.
was saying it.
Okay, no, it's okay.
Yeah, because what was interesting to me, as you said, as a gender and an eco-activist, right? Looking at the role of gender in everything that's going on around us and what we're doing to Mother Earth, right? And Mother Earth in the ocean. And you described last year doing the experiments and dipping the water and finding plastic in places you just couldn't even begin to believe that we could be doing this, right? And so she was here with us last year sharing that. It was an incredible voyage. And if I remember correctly, it was a 100% all-women crew. Yeah?
The first all-female crew ever crossing the Atlantic on a science kind of vessel. I think that's awesome, honestly, because men tend to celebrate themselves all the time. Women don't really go to places where they celebrate themselves, you know. And so, yeah, thank you. Oh yeah.
And if you want to look it up, it's called Expedition with a double X.
There you go. And she was pointing out, as many of you, maybe you looked on the back of your tags, your name tags,
Your name tags have 2
the
sides.
dates go all the way to 2040. It is the intention that we will be together until 2040. We pinky promise now.
Exactly. And
Right?
know what a big promise is, right? It's the biggest, it's the biggest promise that you could give, right? Exactly. Like I'll be there at 7 in the morning, mindful body.
It's not quite that big.
She's
but
really
it's-
selling this.
Okay, all right. So, all right. Carolyn, how about I'm going to give you the mic.
So I'm Carolyn. I'm a supply chain designer, and I'm just super interested in why we use things and how we use things and who uses what. And I keep coming back because last year I met Brian, really fabulous people, and we managed to work together all year, and we've created this game where we're really talking about water. And I was able to talk to people every 2 weeks, and they reminded me about Year 2040. And these are people who I never would have met on my own. And so I came back really in that search of other like-minded, wonderful people, because I think you guys just do an amazing job curating all these different type of people, interdisciplinary, at all different areas of passion and areas of expertise. And so that's why I came back, because I knew that you guys were bringing together just an amazing group of people. So thank you.
Thank you.
And what I want to put, you might not have heard something which has kind of slipped in, which was you've been talking with the team for the game, but every 2-3 weeks for a year, right? And this is, for me, so incredible because all the actions that we do, as you know, it's up to you. One of our principles is this self-organization. We don't have the funding or the backing to be able to project manage pretty much anything, even ourselves. So to think that there's a group coming together every 2 weeks.
And so all of
It's
you
really fantastic.
have experienced a little bit about these projects, and so what Carolyn's talking about is she went through this project experience last year, and it has continued on over the years. And they're serious.
It's really cool. Can't wait.
Thank you. And next we have.
I'm Cynthia. Can you hear me? So I run the corporate foundation for the Adecco Group, and we run as a social innovation lab. So this is clearly my tribe, and I keep coming back because this is a place to find people who are systems thinkers and who are utterly committed to the idea of human-centered design. And so that idea of being at the nexus of human-centered design and sustainability and regeneration, this is like nothing else. And it not only feeds my brain, it feeds my soul. Thank you.
That's really wonderful. And what's really incredible, Cynthia and Mary Claire have been working. Where's Mary Claire? Where are you? Mary Claire is up here. Mary Claire, you've been coming back for a number of years as well.
3 years too.
3 years as well. And Mary Claire is a Swiss climate negotiator, one of the youth negotiators. It's been amazing to have you as part of our community. And the two of them, Cynthia and Mary Claire, have been working today as part of the projects is creating the guardrails of the Verein, which is the Swiss club. And what does it mean? What would it mean for us moving forward as a community? So we really are grateful for the two of you pulling that together.
Thank you.
So thank you very, very much for it. So we ask the same question to you.
What is your vision for 2040? You can volunteer to go first.
I already submitted my video. You can check it out on WhatsApp.
Oh, that
Man, that was
Mic
the best.
drop.
That was the best cop out I've ever heard.
2040, I think we'll have better equilibrium between top down and bottom up.
Amen. Here we go. Beautiful.
Having Chris joining Mindful Body once.
Woo!
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Oh yeah. There you go. First.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, I tell you what, I promise by 2040, I will join you at one of the 7 a.m. sessions. Yeah.
It's like the UN contract you just signed.
All right. All right.
Thanks, Natasha.
Oh, it's okay.
We've all witnessed this
It'll be
now.
wonderful. I can't wait. Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you, all three of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Round of applause.
All right, this is great. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
And it's 9:48. We got 12 more minutes. Is there anyone else who wants to come up and join the stage to share what they're up to right now? Any-
Hands.
David Bresch, you've been here for a couple of years. Mary Claire, you've been a couple of years. Now, anyone else want to come up and share? Christian,
Nicole.
Christian, you want to come up and share what you're up to right now?
You don't have to. It's okay.
Come on, this is your chance. Going what? All right, David. All right, my friend, my neighbor, my colleague.
Yeah, just being brief and short, but Chris, I really have to thank you. It's one of these places where I can really be myself. Thanks, Chris. More than that. Thanks.
Who are you? What's your name? Who are you? What's your name? What's your zodiac
Baby
sign? Where do you
Bresch.
live?
That's the nice thing about this place. It's not about the title. It's not about the things. It's about what matters to people, and to figure what drives us. And that's not so often part of these gatherings. So that's why I don't want to really reveal in public anymore the title. It's more, sure, I care about climate change. Sure, these things are complex and wicked. But at the end, it's about people making a difference, sometimes small, sometimes big. And I think it's a community I really love to be part of. And also regularly coming back and then see how it there together we drive that to something a bit bigger than the 100 around us here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, David. Thank you. And you avoided the question really well, but I appreciate what you said. Totally. Well done.
So,
Okay.
Adrian, Kevin, Greg. Any takers?
So, Adrian, you have to come up too.
Greg.
And then we're Greg. Where's Greg Demchik?
Greg's hiding.
Greg, come up here. This
Good
is
last
Come on,
Kevin.
Get up here. I know it takes a long time to walk up here. I know. Come on, you can do it. So, I have known two of these three gentlemen for 30 years.
Do you guys want to guess which two? Greg. I'm going to go for hand clapping. Greg. Clap. Loud. We're going with the sound. Adrian. Kevin. Adrian. Greg. So you two got the most votes. Chris, what's the right answer?
Well, somehow they all lost their hair. And maybe it was working with me, but I'm not quite sure. But I had the absolute pleasure and the privilege of teaching, being both Kevin and Greg as a professor at University of Oregon. These were students of mine a long time ago, and we all had a lot more hair, and it was actually incredible. And then I had the pleasure and the privilege of them working both of them at MIT. When I moved there as graduate students, they also joined. And they both went on to have incredible careers. And if you haven't talked with either of them, I encourage you to do so. They have had an incredible impact on the built environment and the design of the built environment and what they have been doing. And Adrian was a colleague from Arab. And then we both spent 20 years, I spent 20 years, you spent more at Arab in London and helping to design the built environment. So all three of these gentlemen are creators of the built environment, the places and spaces that we need in order to not just survive, but to thrive. And Adrian always inspired me as an engineer who really cared more about concrete. No, sorry, more about the environment than concrete.
Freudian slip.
As a structural engineer who really truly pushed this global engineering company as hard as he could to think about that which was in his heart, which was the future of the planet, as well as working with his clients to make sure they were happy too. So it's really, I have to say, it's truly a pleasure to have all three of you here with me here. It's incredible. I can't believe it. Really. And this guy right here, he was a babysitter for my daughter. Oh, okay, hold on. So Kevin, how did we meet?
You stole my story.
Oh.
So after a drive cross country from Portland, Oregon to Boston, Massachusetts, I was going to meet Chris at my first day at MIT, which I was scared to death about. And so I walk in the building, and I happen to walk by this one room they called the fishbowl because it was all glass, and I saw a woman sitting there doing work, and I said, I was kind of interested. And I knew Chris would know who she was. So I asked Chris about her, and she ended up now being my wife. And one of my first dates with her was babysitting Kate, which is Chris's daughter. And I would love to say I spent a romantic time with her, but I never babysit before. So I spent every 15 minutes checking if Kate was still breathing, and because I didn't want to mess that one up. So we go back a long time. What brings me back here is the people, the community. I work in the details, and I am one that I tend to work in the shadows. I've said that before, but it's also one that I enjoy kind of having this community and learning about what everybody's doing and trying to find synergies for how we can all raise the level of what we're doing and amplify it. So I enjoy being here, and thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. And you passed the babysitting test. And you also have a beautiful family, so it's really wonderful. Thank you. And my daughter's 26 now, and that's it. So it gives you an idea of how far back. So, Adrian.
I met Chris when...
This is just about I met Chris.
No.
Come on, tell us.
No, it's part of the story. It's part of the story. Everybody
on.
loves the story, right? So I met Chris, and he invited me to a meeting, and I can't remember who the guys you were meeting with, but he floored me with this question. He said, Adrian, can you tell these guys, what do you do? And I didn't know how to answer the question, because I do lots of different things, or I try to do lots of different things in a corporate environment. And I really like coming here, because that's a kind of lonely journey. And I love it that when I come here, I don't feel alone anymore in trying to make things happen in a kind of crazy, disparate, odd kind of way. So I don't think you're all odd, but I do like the fact that I don't feel as odd when I go back home.
I don't mind being called odd. That's really okay. It's fine. Nerd, odd, that's cool. It's great. Greg.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, actually, it's funny. I worked with Kevin and Chris way back in the day, University of Oregon, on architectural design competitions, and it's just amazing to think that, like, we're still here today after all that.
It's kind of freaky, actually.
It's
actually beautiful.
Yeah. And but for me, like, always Chris allowed me, like, in his classes, in his studios, he always encouraged people to think outside the box, to try different things. And in many ways, I think I carry that with me today, like my mindset, my ability to look at problems in different ways. Through an architectural discipline, I carried that with me throughout my whole life. I think I carry that with me through to MIT. And then, on the subject of regeneration, we kind of I continued on in Boston, and then Chris moved on to the UK and this long period at Arup. And to be honest, we sort of maybe lost connection for, I don't know, 20 years.
Yeah, it was about 20 years.
And like, what is it like to like regenerate an entire relationship and reconnect and be part of this? And you know, I'm just so thankful actually for all the opportunities that you gave me and setting this mindset. And I can honestly say I still use lessons in your methodology in like my daily approach to life, to work, to relationships. So, and I just try and bring that here and be part of this. And I just love the opportunity to meet people and engage and connect. And yeah, it's a chance to just feel like I can be myself and reconnect with you and be on this journey together. It seems like a lifetime journey, and I'm super grateful for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's incredible. Really, thank you. I guess you could say we're stuck with each other. Now we're all stuck together. And what Greg didn't tell you, he's also an absolute metaverse digital guru. Truly. In the industry, I would say one of the 4 or 5 absolute top of the knowledge, insight, wisdom pyramid. So if you're interested in the metaverse and understanding its potential and where it could go and what we might be able to do with it all together, you absolutely have to have a conversation with Craig. And this is it. Or join him in the metaverse. Yeah, tonight at midnight, he can be there with him. Just kidding.
So we have one more question for you gentlemen, which you should already know what it is. What's your vision or hope for 2040?
So Greg.
You got voluntold.
Oh my God!
Kevin threw you on the bus on that one. Just let you know.
I had this idea that like the red balloon challenge becomes part of everyday life, and that's how we solve problems together.
What's the red balloon challenge?
You have to go look it up. Yeah. Homework.
Homework. Another piece of homework. Red balloon challenge. All right, Adrian. What about you?
I don't know what I wrote, but I really feel that by 2040 we will have all, as humanity, recognized that we need to make significant change.
Great, thank you, Kev.
I mean, there's so many topics that I would like to cover, but we don't have much time. So,
Mike on
keep it short. The year 2040 vision is that we're talking more about action and how we're improving things and have improved things than making plans to improve things. That's what I would like to see.
I like this. All of you are talking resetting normal, which I really love. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to round this out now. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
And thank you to everybody who was willing to come up and share your stories.
Thank you so much for sharing that, and I really, truly. So, we have a couple things we need to close up with. The first and most important thing is, don't look at
the bar is going to be open till midnight.
Well, I can say that last, but that's okay, yeah.
You said the most important.
Okay, well, that is the most important. I see. Tomorrow we kick off at 8:45/9 o'clock tomorrow. All right? We have...
Or 7 o'clock.
Yeah, rumor has it there's an activity at 7 o'clock. I'm not sure what that is, but you know, Natasha would be really happy if you're there.
She's happy to share it with you if you want to know more.
There's also one at 7:30 as well.
Yeah, so tomorrow morning there's a few Genus Lokis. I'm assuming if you were all planning to be up at 7 a.m., you've probably signed up for it already. There's, I think, a few at 7 and one at 7:30. If you've signed up for this, meet at the Inn Hub at that time.
Yep.
If you have any questions, Analu's hiding inside and she can answer them for you.
She's staying warm.
She's got her hand up.
And very last thing to say. We have dessert coming.
Really?
So, James has created some incredible desserts for us. You can probably go inside, stay out here. They'll bring it out, they'll go inside. But we're ready for dessert. James, we're ready for dessert. Yes.
It's going to be inside.
It's all inside. So dessert's inside. There's more wine inside. The bar will be open. If you want something more than wine, we got. Good luck and thank you
Thank
so
you all.
much, everybody.